Hi everyone! Today I'm here at Ban Bridal and this is Eilis.
Hi.
And we're just going to be talking through some tips. I'm Martina of Martina O Weddings and Events. So I got into this purely because I'm so passionate about weddings, obviously, and the creativity especially that comes with weddings, but I also love a good spreadsheet. I'm going to be honest about that. And planning is my middle name, so God, I love it when it's all coming together and it's looking organised. But over to you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Eilis from Ban Bridal. Anyone that's joining me on Instagram knows that already, so hi. But anyone who doesn't, Ban Bridal is a new bridal shop in Limerick.
This one actually has been on my mind for quite a while, for years actually, because obviously even before I got into wedding planning myself, often I see brides that are carrying around in their wallet the picture of their dream dress. So this is obviously something they've been thinking about for a while. And then what I hear next is they go in to try on the dream dress and it actually doesn't suit at all. So what advice do you have?
Yeah, well, I suppose the photo in the wallet has evolved a little bit now towards Pinterest boards.
Well, Pinterest with 1,000 dresses.
A million Pinterest boards. What I would say to a bride coming in for her first time, for her first fitting, would be to come alone, but bring as few people as possible.
Okay.
Often the first shopping experience is just about getting comfortable with a dress, getting comfortable wearing a wedding dress.
Okay.
I'd often say to people, let's just park the dream dress at Pinterest for now.
Okay.
And we're just going to get used to the idea of wearing a dress. So,
okay, that makes sense actually, because that's always what I'm thinking is, you know, you've probably never worn anything like this.
Never.
Yeah.
Ever. We're not used to wearing garments like wedding dresses. We're used to wearing skinny jeans, bag tops.
Yeah.
We're not used to wearing clothes that accentuate our figures.
Yeah, true.
That are sort of figure hugging.
Yeah.
It can be a very, very daunting experience. You're very exposed.
Yeah.
You're standing there and all of a sudden you're in this dress. You didn't really pick it. You haven't picked this dress, you know, it's literally the first one or two dresses that have gone on, and all of a sudden everybody's there sitting on the couch brigade I call them, and they're just picking it apart, and it just gets very intense very quickly.
Yeah. So
I always say to brides, let's just put on a few to get comfortable with the feel of a wedding dress, with the boning, with the cups. Also, any dress you try in a shop is a sample. It's not going to be in your size.
Yeah.
So people need to bear that in mind. I mean, you go to Zara, you go to Mango, you go into any of these shops, you pick a top off the rail in whatever size you are, you pop it on, face, you go home. Wedding dresses are not that straightforward, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you need a lot of imagination.
Yeah. And a lot of clipping and pegging goes
a lot of pinning, a lot of pegging.
Yeah. Yeah.
So back to your original question, I'd always just say, come with an open mind first and know what to expect. And then maybe go back to your Pinterest board and say, okay, I know now how these dresses fit. Yeah. I know what I should be looking for. And maybe reevaluate I mean, if your heart is set on a particular style, maybe go back and just reevaluate and see. And obviously chat with your stylist, with the bridal consultant, with the bridal shop owner to see if you can kind of work around the style, but maybe incorporate different elements that are working for your body type, if that makes sense.
I'm looking at the step over here in front of the mirror, and I can imagine it's quite daunting actually, because as you say, you've tried on your dress for the first time.
You're in a very vulnerable position. You know, you're very vulnerable. So I tend to steer people away from it for, you know, to start off with. Okay. And also I find a lot of brides will come out, and usually the way we have the couch set up in the shop is the couches, we say facing the bride. Okay. And she'll just turn and face the couch. Yeah. No, look at the mirror.
Don't look at the couch brigade.
Yeah, don't look at the couch brigade. We love them. You know, they're here for a reason.
Yeah.
But you need to remember that it's your decision.
Yeah, and it is difficult when there are so many different opinions and decisions as well, actually. So I definitely agree with trying to keep it to a minimum, I guess.
A minimum.
Yeah.
To begin with.
And people that you trust as well and that you're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
people who maybe have a similar taste to yourself.
Okay.
Are you going to take style advice from somebody who wears clothes that you wouldn't necessarily wear?
Right.
I mean, we can all appreciate a beautiful dress, but we all mightn't wear the same dress.
Absolutely. And that's actually, I think, probably where I've been carrying around this photo in my wallet for, you know, however long, and I want to go in and try it on, but actually at the end of the day it may not suit me. And that's probably what it all comes down to, finding something that is your shape, you know, that suits your shape, and
that suits your shape,
that
suits your venue, that suits your the theme for your wedding. Actually, the first thing I do when a bride comes into Brown is we'll sit down and we'll have a little chat, just away from the group, just ourselves for a few minutes, and we'll just chat about the theme of her wedding, what kind of a day she's hoping for.
Now we're talking. Keep going.
Yeah,
this is where I come in. I'm like, yes, tell me, is it creative or
tell me? So basically, you know, how many bridesmaids she's having, if she's having any, maybe a color scheme. Like if there's a black tie theme, if there's more of a traditional theme, a classic theme, then we'll have maybe a look at the Pinterest boards and see, and we'll talk about styles she might have tried on already. And I like to do this just to get an idea, to see where the bride is coming from. Because everybody is so different. Everybody likes different things.
100%.
You know? So that's usually where I start. And sometimes the Pinterest board mightn't necessarily match what she's been describing and what sort of ceremony she's having. The Pinterest board, the dresses in the Pinterest board might be totally different to what she's been describing to me.
Oh, that's really interesting, actually, that there's sometimes a bit of a disconnect.
Sometimes there is, because to me, I think the dress anchors a lot of things for the bride. I know myself when I was getting married. Hang on, there's some questions here now. Do many brides purchase on the first day or go away and decide? Most brides go away and decide. Do most brides purchase on the first visit? No. Most people will go away and have to think about it.
Oh, because you often hear actually about, no, I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but you often hear about somebody, you know, it's the first dress I tried on, or it was the second dress I've tried on, and...
That's only happened here about 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, that a bride has come in and just said, you know, first shop, second dress, that's it, I'm done. I love it. I think you have to be very brave, and you have to really trust your own decision-making skills. A lot of brides are afraid that they're going to buy a dress and hate it in a year's time. The horror stories circulate about things like that happening. And
yes, actually, that was one of the questions that came in during the week as well.
And there's another question here. How long before the big day should you start looking? We'll come back to that in 2 seconds, because that's actually really important.
Well, actually, that's kind of similar to this question. So one of the questions that came in during the week is, and I see it a lot actually in terms of couples are now booking, it could be actually, you know, 2 years from the big day, like they're booking their venue and everything, and a lot of providers and suppliers and everything like that, it could be a 2 year gap to the day. So I know there is a bit of anxiety around, okay, my wedding day is in 2 years, but we've booked a lot of stuff already. Well, we've booked what we can. When do I start going wedding dress shopping? Because there's definitely that fear that over the space of 2 years, you actually might fall out of love with the dress that you fell in love with originally.
I'm going to stop you right there. So I always say, right, are you going to fall out of love with your venue? Are you going to fall out of love with your band?
True.
Have you fallen out of love with your engagement ring? Have you fallen out of...
But you can't. It's for life.
You know, I mean, you've made all these very important decisions so far, and you were happy to go along with them. And I think as women, we wear dresses all the time. We love shopping. We love clothes. Well, most of us do not. Granted, I'll address that in a minute, but we shop all the time, you know? Plus, when you're wedding dress shopping, you know, you are with somebody who is an expert in their field, you know? Any good wedding dress shop will not sell you a dress that you don't look good in. And I mean that. I mean
absolutely.
And I mean, I'm probably a little bit too honest, but I couldn't let a girl out the door in a dress that I thought wasn't perfect on her. I really couldn't. So just back to your story again, do any brides buy on the first visit? Not really, but they'll often come back maybe a week, a month later. Actually, I had a girl in not so long ago, and she originally came in February, and she came back then last weekend to buy the dress.
To buy the dress.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
She'd been she'd been all over the place. She'd been to New York.
Wow, okay, wow. I was going to say, so she obviously went away from here in February and was still thinking about this dress that she had tried on here and came back how many months later and bought it?
5 or 6.
Yeah.
I know. So, you know, I often say to people as well, don't be afraid to stop.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to stop when you find a dress that you love.
Yeah.
Just stop. You stopped when you found a partner that you love.
Well, that is a good point as well.
Yeah, you know,
you've decided you're comfortable with the partner.
Because I mean, there's so much choice out there now, and sometimes too much choice can be worse than no choice.
Is sizing of a wedding dress much different to high street? Yes. I know it will be altered for your body, but is a 14 in a wedding dress the same as a regular 14, or how do you gauge what to aim for?
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, every designer will have slightly different sizes attached to the tags, we'd say. So I say to people, do not get hung up on the number on the tag. Don't do that.
Okay.
The number on the tag is basically a name for a set of measurements. It could be A, B, C, or D, your X, Y, Z. Don't get hung up on the size. The sizes on the high street are completely different. Like, as you know, you could be a different size in Zara, or you could be a different size in Mango. Don't get hung up on sizing. Or how do you gauge what to aim for? Well, if you go to a bridal boutique, you'll have your measurements taken.
Straight away?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
It depends. What I usually do is we just try on dresses and just to see. And then we'd say there might be, sometimes we're different sizes on top and bottom. You could be like 14 on top, 16 on bottom. Like, that does happen a lot. I mean, we're women, we have curves. That's just the way we are. So a dress might fit perfectly on the top. Yeah. Might be a little bit tight on the bottom.
Okay.
Vice versa. So then it might be handy, okay, we'll take out the measuring tape just to see what you're coming in at on the waist, on the bust, and then maybe gauge what size to go for.
Okay.
A lot of designers actually do split sizing as well.
Okay.
So split sizing is when you can have your 10 on top, 12 on bottom. That will cut down, we'd say, on expenses for alterations.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was thinking, what do you just buy a 14 and it's tailored to, you know, if you're a 12 on top, 14 on bottom.
Exactly, yeah. So a lot of the small independent designers will do that.
Okay.
A lot of the designers we have in Ban are small independent designers. So it's really handy, actually. I can actually WhatsApp them in the middle of an appointment, or maybe call them sometimes.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
check.
So we'll get answers pretty much instantaneously, and that's really nice. You know, brides are busy. Brides are busy anyway, and sometimes it's just nice to get answers pretty quickly. So just to answer that question again, sizing is very different to the high street.
Okay.
So what I would do would be to go back to whatever bridal shop you've been to and just go over the measurements again. I know a lot of people get a little bit put off by the number on the tag on the dress.
Yeah. Don't even look at it. Okay.
No.
Don't look at the tag.
No,
we should probably never look at them anyway.
Oh yeah, don't look at it. And because, you know, you can have an American 6 or a European 6, 2 very different 6s.
Okay,
so, you know,
absolutely.
Don't get caught up on sizes.
So with all of the amazing dresses that we have behind us, what would you say are kind of your top designers at the moment that people are traveling all over from to try on? Because you have a lot of styles in store, actually, designs in store that you can't actually get anywhere else in Ireland either.
Yeah, which is actually primarily part of the reason I opened
that you set up in the first place.
Because when I was doing my own wedding dress shop, I discovered a lot of labels and designers that I couldn't actually get in Ireland. So Rebecca Schoenfeld would probably be one of our most popular labels. She's an amazing designer based in Brooklyn. She actually has a trunk show coming on the 2nd of August.
Wow. Okay.
Until the 12th. So I just let everyone know that, actually. And I'm just going to say as well, while I'm talking about Rebecca, this particular trunk show is where I'm going to focus mostly on her curvy range, her women of all sizes range. Now, there will be dresses from her usual range, but I have extra dresses coming in from her curvy range, which is amazing. And the beauty of Rebecca, actually, she'll do sizes from 00 up to 22, and there's no extra charge for any, we'd say, non-standard sizing. So yeah, she's an amazing designer to work with. So she's gaining a lot of popularity in Ireland.
In Ireland, okay.
We also have Marquise, an amazing Australian designer. One of her more popular styles would be the Venice dress and the Berlin dress.
Okay.
Quite daring these. Actually, I always say to brides before they come out, especially in the Venice dress, don't come out. I just need to pin that because the mom is automatically going, no!
Of course. Okay.
Yeah. So
you're in love with the dress.
Yeah. So let's just.
The moms are just looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, with all of these dresses, necklines can be adjusted.
Yeah. Of course.
So it's a very personal thing. So Marquise, Rebecca Schoenfeld, and actually we've just taken on Anna Campbell.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're the only Irish stockist of. Our Republic of Ireland stockist of Anna Campbell.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
wow.
It's very, oh my gosh, her stuff is divine altogether. And we have a trunk show from Anna coming in November, which is actually pretty much booked out now at this stage. I have a waiting list,
Oh my God, for November.
For November, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So getting quick, everybody.
Somebody just asked there a while ago, how far in advance should I order my wedding
I
dress?
was next on my list.
An important question.
It is such an important question, actually.
Yeah. I used to say, look, you'll be grand in 6 months. No, you're actually not.
Okay.
You're actually not. Hold my hand up, you're not. 9 to 12 months, between 9 to 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. 9 to 12 months.
Yeah.
So to be honest, then it's never too early to
No, it's not.
dress
It's
shopping.
not too early. You have to factor in you're going to be going for alterations as well.
Yeah.
You planned your wedding to every minute detail. The last thing you want to be doing in the weeks leading up to your wedding is worrying about your wedding dress. Will it fit?
Absolutely.
Will it be here?
There are plenty of other things that couples are worried about.
Absolutely. And brides will say, oh, okay, so how long do I have before I have to order? Like,
look, just order it.
Just order it.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't put it off.
Okay.
Just order it. Your wedding dress, you'll find, actually anchors a lot of aspects of your wedding.
It does.
Your bridesmaids, the
it's
color.
Always the first thing I ask to see. If
really?
if they have chosen, if the bride has chosen the wedding dress, it's always the first thing.
Yeah.
Because instantly it gives you an indication as to the type of person that she is, what she's into, and it, as you said, it will actually guide a lot of other details for the day as well, and colors. Like I've seen blush, for example, has been a huge color, and it probably will continue to be a little bit as well.
It's such a flattering tone.
It is absolutely, and that's massive.
Yeah.
So it definitely does impact on the rest of the wedding day as well.
Even like we say, mother of the bride, mother of the groom, what they'll wear. Until the bride has her dress, it's very hard to gauge the tone of the day almost. Your dress will lead on to your flowers, what kind of bouquet you're going to go with. It does actually have quite, and as well the groom's suits or the other bride's dress, especially like if there's two brides, definitely get the dresses ASAP as well, because there's so much surrounding those two dresses. So
I know it does make it difficult when we're doing, especially if it's styling the day and everything like that, if the dress hasn't been chosen yet, because it really does have to tie into everything else.
Absolutely. Yes.
You have veils here also, so this is something that kind of interests me, because
I was actually just talking about this today with somebody. I definitely think the Meghan effect has had a bigger effect on veils than the actual style of dress that she wore.
Oh, okay.
Because I think her veil was so dramatic. She has really brought back veils as being a thing. Longer veils.
Okay.
The blusher is back, and I love it. Now, I actually personally didn't wear a veil.
Okay.
For my wedding. Because at the time I thought I didn't want one.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't wear one now, because they look amazing.
I'm sure you looked fabulous.
Oh, I did
3 years ago last week.
I just think they look lovely in photos.
Okay.
And they don't have to be a big feature. You can just tack in a little raw edge veil at the bottom of your up style, or just into your hair nice and loosely. I say to brides, don't rule it out. Just don't rule it out, because it can really, especially for a bride who's going for a more non-traditional look, a non-traditional wedding dress.
Okay.
And you'll feel, it's kind of missing something. And if you just maybe consider a little veil, you can make the look, it can bring the look just together and make it a little bit more bridal without being OTT, if you know what I mean.
And does a veil suit everybody?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've yet to come across a veil or a bride
that doesn't
didn't look beautiful in a veil. Yeah, but then I'm biased. But no,
well, it's hard not to be when you're looking at all of this every day, which is, so for anyone that is looking for their dress, definitely do pop in here because there's some fabulous dresses. I've one other question that came in during the week actually that I really have to ask, because it's actually something that I see a lot as well on the day when I'm there running around doing the on-the-day coordination. I see a lot of brides that are actually a little bit uncomfortable on the day, and there's chafing going on, and so I mean, you try on a dress in a shop, you're not really, you're not dancing in the shop, you're not hugely moving, you're not wearing the right shoes or anything like that.
Actually, in Ban,
we dance.
We do gymnastics.
We're not going to dance for you now.
No, I mean, it's so easy to stand there on the little box and think, yeah, this is great, I love it. I always get the brides to sit down, first and foremost.
Sit down. Right,
see how you feel.
Okay.
You're going to be doing a lot of sitting down. You'll be having a meal. You'll be sitting down for the ceremony. You'll be sitting down talking to people. You know, you need to sit down and just relax into the dress.
Okay.
I get brides to hug people. If there's someone there, give me a hug.
No,
because you're going to be doing a lot of hugging.
You are doing a lot of hugging.
It's a very emotional, tactile, emotive day.
Yeah.
How do you feel about somebody's bare hand on your back?
That is very interesting, actually.
You know, I mean, most people do like an open back, but how do you feel about somebody's bare hand touching your back?
That's true.
And sometimes it might be a little bit too late. I.e., your wedding day, before you figure out, oh, actually, I don't really like people touching my back. Yeah. I always get people to lean over as well.
Okay.
Because you'll be doing a lot of bending over, talking to people, shaking hands, kissing.
Especially when at the meal you're going around to all of the tables and everything.
Does your bust feel supported?
Yeah.
You know, you might have an amazing V-neck dress, but then you bend over and like, oh God, actually.
Okay. And you definitely you do not want to be worried about things like that. You want to be as comfortable as you possibly can be.
Absolutely.
Because you're probably thinking about, well, not if I'm there, you're very relaxed, but you're probably thinking about a million other different things that are happening, and you're worried about, you know, everything else, just making sure that everything is happening as it's supposed to happen. So you need to be comfortable.
Question during the week actually about storing your dress after your wedding.
Yes, actually, people ask me about that a lot.
Yeah, so what I would suggest would be to incorporate your post-wedding dress situation into your wedding plan.
Okay.
We say, Martina, for example, if you were involved in planning a wedding, you'd work the post-wedding dress into the plan. So, i.e., have someone collect the dress the next day. I'd say somebody who
from your venue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like from wherever you've stayed.
Yeah.
I.e., someone who hasn't been in the wedding party.
Okay.
Because the bridesmaids will have enough to do. They'll have stuff to gather up. The moms, the dads, whoever, the sisters, they have enough to do.
They do.
Maybe get a trusted friend.
Yeah.
And ask that friend to bring it to a dry cleaners. You know, you can have the dry cleaners decided while you're on honeymoon and it's been taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've met so many people who say, oh God, my dress is in a bag under the bed.
Yeah. Do it straight away. That's definitely what I tell people to do.
Get someone to do it straight away while you're on your honeymoon.
Yeah.
When you're storing your wedding dress, don't have it in plastic. The discolor, the beading will discolor, the fabric will get damaged. So there's really nice boxes, actually, storage boxes you can get online, and to wrap it in non-acidic tissue paper.
Yeah.
And store it somewhere where there's a little bit of air circulation.
Okay.
Somewhere there.
It is really important, actually.
Yeah.
And I love your idea of getting somebody to pick it up the day after.
Yeah.
So that,
I mean, any of your friends would be more than happy to oblige.
Definitely.
You know,
yeah,
so that's what I'd say.
And my very last question, I was going to ask you about the flying veil, but I won't. It's not in Ban Bridal yet.
No.
But just your favourite story. What's your favourite story so far that
oh my gosh,
bride that you've seen? Well, I know we've no favourites, but what's your favourite story?
Oh my gosh, I had a beautiful, actually I do have a favourite story. So it was just it was a Sunday appointment. Sunday appointments are lovely because they're very calm.
Yeah. Day of rest.
A day of rest. Nobody's rushing. we've all had a bit of a sleep in. It's really nice. And this bride had travelled quite a distance to come here. And there had actually been a bereavement in the family in the months previous. So, yeah, it's a very emotional time anyway. But it was just a little bit extra. It was extra special in a way, but it was just extra emotional too. And this girl had, you know, a very rough few months. And she put on a dress, and I just think her breath was taken away when she saw herself. It was it was just amazing to watch. Yeah. And there was tears, and her bridesmaid, I know bridesmaids get an awful bashing, but they don't deserve a lot of it. Yeah. This girl, like, I'll never forget her. This bridesmaid said, "I think you can see yourself now the way everybody else sees you."
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was fabulous. Yeah.